Welcome to Gabe's Cave. I'm Marty.
And I'm Tugboat Johnson.
What's up, Tugboat? How you doing today? Well, let's before we get into our today's episode, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors.
RPGhiring.com, building people,
changing lives. If you're looking for a new career, a new opportunity, or if you know somebody looking for a new opportunity in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, or Tennessee, give them a call or look them up online, rpghiring.com.
Our other sponsor is Comic Shield. Go to comic-shield.com, the best shipping box money can buy.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are definitely really good boxes. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. You going to do that?
Yeah, let's do our giveaway of Will Powell. Congratulations, winners. And last place, you get a loot box. Amazing cards. Lucky people.
All right. Well, what are we doing today, Brandon?
We're doing a graded comic unboxing.
Graded comic unboxing. They could come from just some of the auctions that we bought. Some of the ones are from probably CGC, maybe CBCS. Who knows? We're getting boxes in all the time, and we just let them stack up, don't we?
You're seeing it the first time we're seeing it.
That's right. Hey, there you go. So let's get to it, man.
What you got over there?
I don't have the knife. Oh, were you gonna let me open it first? This is from an auction site that I buy off of.
Was that a Comic Link? What you got?
Comic Link. Yeah,
okay.
And I don't have a clue what I buy from them. I buy stupid stuff.
He sits down at night in his lounge chair.
I do.
He has a Chardonnay or two.
Not Chardonnay. I don't drink wine. But I might have a stiff bourbon. So yeah. Let's see what we got.
A black steel mullet bourbon.
We got peanuts. Is there anything else in there? Well, we got two books, Brandon, too. What are they?
Oh, of course.
I should have known. This probably is mine. This is Green Hornet number 27. I am working on this entire set, this entire series, this entire run of the first of the 40s, the 1940s. This is Harvey publication. It's Green Hornet number 27. One thing about this book, just finding them in good shape, finding them with the covers on them and stuff like that attached, is just cool. I love Green Hornet. I've liked Green Hornet ever since I was a kid. But yeah, my goal is to get this first run of all the Green Hornets, and I've been working on it for quite a while, and just to me, it's it's not to everybody, because Green Hornet's just not as popular as Spider-Man and things like that. But 1945 is just a beautiful book. I love the yellow pops with the red, always cool. See Cato on the back of it, really cool. All right, what is this next one here? Abbott and Costello number 1. If you know who Abbott and Costello is, they're just two iconic comedians. If you look at that book, it's an 8.0, white pages. I could not resist buying that book. When I seen it, I thought, man, that is a cool book. Do you remember watching Abbott and Costello?
Yeah, definitely. And this was, I believe this was a cartoon version of it that they had maybe a season or two back in the 60s.
Yep.
So pretty cool. Hanna-Barbera, iconic cartoon company.
Absolutely. All right, what else you got, man?
I believe this box is CGC and it's from Captured Collectibles, who was at a con, I believe Lexington Comic Con. So I'm assuming these are going to be some signed books. Ah, yes. This is what I thought it was.
All right.
Star Wars.
Oh,
Darth Vader.
now I know which one that is.
Number 21, 9.8, CGC Signature Series. Signed by Giancarlo Esposito. This is the first cover appearance of Moff Gideon.
It is.
I want to say it's his first appearance too, maybe, but I know it's at least his first cover. And it is signed Giancarlo Esposito and says Moff Gideon right below it. So we've got a really cool book. 9.8 Signature Series.
I do remember those.
That's really cool. Yes, another one, 9.8
Oh, yeah.
Signature Series. Oh, we got a little extra on there.
What do you put on that one?
We got a little extra. Let's undo this here. Signed in Moff Gideon by Giancarlo Esposito. You have something I want. So he put a quote on there, a full-on quote. You have something I want. The iconic line.
Nice.
So we had a selection of these. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #1. We had a bunch of these in our collection, and we tried to pick out the best ones. This one ended up at 9.4 CGC Signature Series by Archie Publications from 1988. This is the first comic book appearance of Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady. And it is signed by Kevin Eastman. Newsstand.
It took all day to get one of those signatures, didn't it? We stood in line for a long time, and then finally we left. You remember that?
Yeah.
We left, and then the next morning we got there real early, and got there actually before the show opened. Got in line, and we were one of the first ones that got it signed.
This is a really cool book. Newsstand, of course, you got to have the Flintstones on the back.
Oh yeah.
Since it's an Archie publication, they had all those rights back then.
Highly sought after book.
Highly sought after book because it's a lot of first appearances. I mean, Krang, Bebop, Rocksteady, and signed by Kevin Eastman. I mean,
I think I know what another one is. I remember now.
We've got number 9.4, so kind of repeat of the last book. 9.4 and a Newsstand.
I'm gonna see it real quick.
Well, we have an unprecedented unboxing here. Remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 100?
I do. I remember.
By Jeremy Clark.
I do remember that.
So Jeremy Clark's a good friend of ours, popular inker.
Yep.
Well, we got this signed because he was there,
Right.
and by Kevin Eastman. This is the Virgin Edition by Jeremy Clark. CGC Signature Series 9.9.
9.9.
9.9. Not 9.8. 9.9.
9.
Jeremy Clark,
Look at that.
2022. He signed Turtle Power along with the Kevin Eastman signature. This is the Virgin variant from IDW. Raymond Gay and Jeremy Clark cover. Death of Splinter.
That's a cool book.
9.9.
That's an amazing book. 9.9. We don't get too many 9.9s, do we?
No, not a lot of 9.9s that we sent off.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
That was a big turtle. That was a big turtle show. You know, with Kevin Eastman there. I mean,
Right.
It was like it was lines for all day long. All right, my turn.
Do we have something else?
I got one box.
Okay.
I got one more box, man. Let's see what we got in here, Brandon. You never know what's in here, do you? This is. You know anything about it?
Marvel premiere The Falcon. I assume that's an early Falcon solo series.
It is.
Oh, that's a Frank Miller and Klaus Janson cover. That's probably why you thought it was a cool cover.
This one right here is Marvel Premiere 57, which is the first Marvel comic featuring Doctor Who. 6.0.
And one of my favorite Doctors. The cool, always like the one with the scarf.
Yeah. But I don't even think I've ever watched one episode of it, but I thought that was a cool book. I thought Misty might like it. You know, who knows. But anyway, pretty cool. Here's another Marvel Premiere, number 47. Everybody knows this one. If you look at this book again, and you look at those books right there too, this whole collection, this book has never been pressed. Never has been pressed or nothing.
Definitely. Marvel Premiere 47.
It's first Scott Lang.
Scott Lang became the new Ant-Man.
Yep. I knew this one hadn't been pressed either, so if you look at it, you can tell it ain't been pressed. I think I can make those at least, a 7.5 maybe. That one for sure.
Yeah.
Can you tell it's never been pressed?
Yeah.
I mean, these books have never been pressed. If you can find a...
It definitely hasn't been cleaned.
No. If you can find some of these auction sites where you see a run, and it's like they'll list the whole collection. You see what I'm saying? It'll go off one right after another. And what I was looking at is you could see some of the pictures, and you can see some of them where they haven't been pressed. Well, normally if one hadn't been pressed, most of them hadn't been pressed, and so I'll jump in there on that collection and try to go to town on it. So just some tips of the trade. Buying a CGC book, if you buy it at a 6.5 or lower price, knowing it hadn't been pressed or cleaned, you can crack those slabs open and turn around and get them regraded and get a better grade and make them all automatically just increase the value of your books.
Definitely.
So, well, that is all we have on this episode, Brandon.
We hope you enjoyed that unboxing. Let's go ahead and do our next artist spotlight with Lagen Chase.
Hey everyone, Darren here, and today I'm with Lagen Chase. How are you doing today, Lagen?
Doing well. How's everybody?
Awesome. It's pretty hot here. Whereabouts are you, by the way?
I am in Springfield, Missouri, where it has no idea what it wants to do weather-wise. So
You're only about 5 hours north of us. So
nice.
We are in South Arkansas, so hey, easy peasy. I know how the weather is there. I'm in Missouri all the time.
Not
so
much different.
I know you feel it. Yeah, I know you feel it. You at least get a little bit of snow. We don't get any here. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started off with the interview here. And I like to ask everybody as the first question, who would win in a street fight, a grilled cheese or a taco?
I think a taco, right? Because it's already got cheese on it, depending on the person.
Think so? I'm talking about a full-on street fight. Like, they're fighting each other. You go in the taco?
Honest, if I was a taco fighting a grilled cheese, I'd probably have to sacrifice some of my hard shell since I'm a hard shell taco guy.
Shiv, right? Yeah, you just give it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. But I'm eating both of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Fair enough, man.
After the damage is done, I'm just gonna go out and eat both of them. So we're all good. We're all good.
Absolutely.
onto a bit more serious question here, man. How long have you been an artist?
Well, it was always the first thing that I was okay at. It's one of those that I think that anybody with enough practice could do it. But I've been drawing my whole life. Took it pretty seriously in high school when I thought I was going to be in the NFL. We see how that works.
Right.
But yeah, after my dad died a couple of years ago, I picked it back up, and it's just been kind of balls to the wall ever since. So.
And what really inspired you to become a professional artist and hit it heavy?
I had seen, I was just dipping my toes back into it. And the first thing that I started out was stencils and things like that. And then that got me into kind of Frank Miller. And then you go on that huge deep dive of different inkers and things like that. And then you see some of the stuff that, Marvel and DC are putting out today. And I was like, I think I could probably get close to that one day, so I decided why not give it a shot. I was in a big corporate company for Nestle, and I mean, while it paid well, it also paid with your soul a little bit. So
Sure.
I went back to what made me happy, man.
Absolutely. And I tell everybody the same thing, and I'm glad to see people who are doing what makes them happy, especially if it's what their passion is and they're good at.
Absolutely.
And hopefully, it takes off and it does what you want it to do and what it needs to do. Because here at Gabe's Cave, we appreciate artists more than anyone anyone can imagine. And our channel and our shop and everything is really about artists and for the artists. So we're here to help out everybody. So, man, what is what's a dream art job for you? What would you what like the tippy top of the mountain? What you got?
Are you familiar with the Grand Design books that have been coming out the last couple of years?
I'm not, but that doesn't mean someone on the show might not be.
Sure. Well, X-Men Grand Design, and there's even been a couple Grand Design, just an artist's interpretation of the entire history of said subject. So I'd like to start back at the very first concept of Star Wars as an idea in George Lucas's head and do an entire graphic novel all the way up to what we've got today.
No joke. That'd be really cool. Some real Ralph McQuarrie. Who's the other guy? He recently passed away. Designed the TIE Fighter and the Corellian Corvette. I can't remember his name. I got his autograph though. Anyways, that would be really, really cool, man. To do
absolutely
something like that would be super cool. What's your favorite character to draw?
Probably Vader. I guess in the outside of Star Wars, it would probably be Batman. Honestly, I love Batman.
Which Batman?
Ooh, Batman Who Laughs or anything Gabriel Dell'Otto. He's a painter, I guess, but I like that Alex Ross, Dell'Otto kind of painterly look that they've brought into the comics. So.
Sure. And which form of Vader? We do have both of Batman and Vader here that we'll get to in just a minute. But which form of Vader is your favorite to draw?
I do like the Ralph McQuarrie one quite a bit, which is why I went with that one in this iteration. Otherwise, it would be that New Hope Vader that is just a savage, still completely enveloped as a Sith. So the
end of Rogue One
is the one I like. Yes, that hallway scene.
Just, I feel you. My wife's favorite is Vader as well. I'm more of a Darth Maul man and some other Sith myself, but I can feel it. I'm with you. Yeah, I like Vader. So we'll just kind of go over some of these cards here. Now that we've got to meet you a little bit better here, we'll go over some of these cards and feel free to stop me. We're just going to kind of go over them for everybody so everybody knows who they are. If they're not familiar with somebody, I would hope they know everybody here. But if there's anything you want to say about them, what inspired you for these? What was it? Why did you go with what you do? So that just by all means, if we want to swap over to this here, we'll start off up here with Darth Maul. Super classic stance. I remember going to the movies and seeing the Phantom Menace, and from before that there had only been one lightsaber. You only got one blade. And then when he threw it out there and he ignited one side and then the other side, I was like, whoa, that can't be done, and everybody just lost it. That was a super iconic scene for me, and just the stance, and I love it. Got Gargoyles here. I don't remember the name you said, but that's a classic show from the 90s. And you said they re-released a line of toys, and that really inspired you on that one as well.
So the Darth Maul was it was exactly what you just described. We'd had Vader and the Emperor forever, and that was the first time I think I'd been terrified in the theaters by really anything at that time. So had to do Darth Maul. He's insane. They've kept him alive through the years, so that's been something I've really appreciated. Gargoyles was just that kind of nostalgia thing. One of the ways that I justify my toy spending with my wife is that I use these for kind of live models and such. So those two are, yeah.
For sure.
She doesn't buy it.
Yeah, right. And a classic scene from Into the Spider-Verse where Miles finally, finds himself, and he gets to finally save the day here against Kingpin, and he does the old, hey, is his uncle or whoever it was is the one that told him about it. Super cool scene. Really love that movie, and looking forward to the next one here. And we have Luke, man. Luke from The Mandalorian, which was just a crazy thing. I don't know how they got a time machine to get Mark Hamill to go back in time to make him refilm this in the future. That's wild. I'm not sure how they did that. That's some definite space wizardry there. Super cool scenes, though. Love both of those.
Yeah, so the miles definitely came from, honestly, it was one of my last cards, and I knew I only had one more to do, and I was kind of having a hard time with the inspiration from it. And just the way Miles goes through that entire movie, chasing the part of him that he's supposed to be, and to see that confidence at the end, to see Miles turn kind of into a boy, into Spider-Man, so that was kind of, okay, you're an artist, let's do some art. So that's kind of where that one came from. Luke was just, again, everything that you just described. I haven't felt an emotional attachment like that to Star Wars since the last movie I saw in the theater, which was episode 3. So they really tugged on that nostalgia with that. It was great to see the green lightsaber again. I mean, we all knew once we saw that X-Wing that something was about to go down, and I was
you knew something was coming.
That moment.
Yeah, one lone rogue ship coming in. It's just an X-Wing. You knew it was happening. You knew it was coming, and man, it really just got the hair standing on the back of your neck. We have the Ralph McQuarrie Vader here. I love the synthwave sun you've got going in the background with the cool borders, and the colors are really cool. And he really did an awesome job with that Ralph McQuarrie helmet. The more I don't even know what you'd call it, more skinnier face with the blue lightsaber. That's a really cool design you've done there. What about that one? What made you choose that one?
I've drawn Vader in almost every iteration, and it can be kind of like Batman as far as he's always a big chunky boy, always muscular, always huge. And with that, I kind of wanted to go back to my roots of what got me wanting to draw Star Wars in the first place. And there's no better place than Ralph McQuarrie. So with that one, what I did was I actually took one of my Black Series figures. I had him straddle a pencil, and I turned on one lightsaber on one side and another on the other side, like the big Black Series lightsabers, to get that lighting. And I took a picture of that and recreated that. So that's where the inspiration for that one came, because I love the synthwave stuff, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, me too. I'm all into synthwave. Big into the outrun stuff like that with the music and whatnot. Man, the Batman Who Laughs. We were just talking about this before we jumped onto the actual interview. This is such a cool card because it's so simple and so minimalist. And when we were looking at it, we were like, what all's going on here? And then we realized all the little dots are bats. And it makes a ha. It's got the HA. And it was so cool. Like when it finally it came to us, we were just like, whoa, it's so cool because it's just so simple. And I haven't seen it before, so it really threw us for a loop, and we thought that was cool. And all the colors and everything, and they're so random, and it really stands out with the rest of them too.
Yeah, man, that one was honestly a lot of fun to do, and I'd be a liar if I said I hadn't recreated that cover a couple times. It was one of the first comic books I pulled out of a dollar bin. So I got the original Tech 880, got it graded. It came out at a 9.6, and that's one of the original comics that I still have. And Jock, as an artist himself, I've always been so impressed with the ruthlessness of his ink work, the simplicity but messiness of it. And it's got that real signature sign of somebody that is just very confident with their own work. So when the Batman Who Laughs came out, I knew I had to try to translate that, but I don't have digital capabilities, so you can't cover as many bats as there really is in the original piece of art. So I thought, okay, well, how can we combine that into something? And I thought about Ha. What if the bats were made out of Ha, So that's where that came from. And then the minimalist color, amongst all the other color or cards, I thought was a good choice, man.
Yeah, it was solid. Moving on there, we've got a couple of several turtles here. I guess more than a couple. We have, I'm not going to say any names because people who may have not read the last Ronin yet for the Turtles series. It is kind of a mystery, I suppose, as which turtle is which. So we have the last Ronin Ninja Turtle here. Cool stuff. I have not read it, but I do appreciate it a lot, and it's been a cool book. We've had it here in the shop, and I know a lot of people were really excited about it, and we've had several artists do their rendition of the last Ronin as well, and I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think most of the inspiration from that one came, I think, from, it might have been Sideshow did a statue that they had done, and it blew my mind looking at it. So I knew I needed to give that some more credit, And yeah, just that we all love that old man insert here story, So to be able to see that from like a team's perspective, and especially one that all of us doing this right now, I mean, we all ate up the Turtles back in the 90s. So yeah, it's kind of cool to see that dark, gritty side of that later on. So that's where that one came from.
Right. Then we have Michelangelo and Raphael, and then, just typical cool poses we've got, and just that's the Turtles, man. It really is. I'll be the first to admit I never really got into the Turtles. I do appreciate them for what they are, and I not that I don't like them, but I was never into them as a kid, so not really super big into them now. But I know we have some diehard fans, and a lot of people really really love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll go on down here to the final row, and we have a really cool Grogu, who has his, I guess Grogu? Or is that going to be Yoda?
Yeah.
It looks like Grogu.
Yeah,
It's Grogu. Yeah. It's Grogu, but he's got his lightsaber, and he's got a kyber crystal there in his hand. Really cool, making him really look like Yoda here. Super. And more look at these cards, man. The more I love them. I'm gonna have to steal them from people. We have a really sick Mando with the Beskar spear, and again with the synth wave. Just the triangle, and man, it's just a really really cool piece here. Love that one a lot. Man. Lots of cool colors. We've got a really sick Rex with some what is their language called?
Is it Arabesh?
Arabesh. That's right. Yeah, we got Rex here with some Arabesh. A really cool like trading card style background. Really cool lighting there with the red. I don't know if that's like a blaster shot or a lightsaber. Very well could be Maul. I mean,
sure.
They're intertwined a lot there. Yeah. And go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I took the same treatment with that one that I did on that Macquarie Vader, where I had two lightsabers that I had set up. I guess I didn't think about where those may have come from in the Star Wars universe. I just got excited whenever I decided it looked cool, so had to get it down.
Absolutely, yeah. I can definitely see that with the lighting and whatnot. That's really cool there. And then the final card here, and it's definitely not the least card. The Silver Surfer, and it's a classic pose, classic stance, but it's hard to go wrong with a good surfer, especially using the silver pins that you've used. If you use the chrome pins and whatnot, lots of good definition and tone on the body, good colors, good mix up. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that. And I see that you've used some background lighting in that as well for him leaving some solar system or whatever. Really cool there as well. I love the coloring you did there.
Yeah, with that one, I don't typically use those shiny, sparkly colors like that usually, because a lot of the times nobody's going to actually see that in real life, So I thought that whoever is going to stumble upon that card will get a little more than what they have seen originally. It's got the texture and nice and shiny, so it'll be a nice little surprise when they pop it open.
Yeah. And just overall, what was the big inspiration behind all of these cards you've done for us?
I would say the freedom, I think. Don't get me wrong, I've done Ultraman, I've done a couple different other projects that are very niche within that subject matter. So for me, it was the freedom, the looseness of it, the very chill kind of, look, man, just make some cards and send them to us. We'll talk about them. that was the big part of it for me, because that's why I draw. You know, I draw things I love to watch and entertain myself with, and I know that I'm not alone in that. So it's nice to be able to share that with a community that's developing so quickly, you know.
Absolutely. And what's even cooler is all these cards are going to be for free. So if you are watching this and you want one of these cards, all you have to do is just hit that first link in the description, and you could win one. I mean, they're free cards that from Lagen here. I don't know why you wouldn't want to win these in anyway. So, Lagen, man, we're all out of questions, all out of time. I look forward to talking to you in the future, and maybe on some more sets for us. Maybe doing some covers for us for our shop, whatnot. You never know, man. But again, thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for being on the set with us and doing the interview with us today. And again, we look forward to talking to you soon.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the future, guys.
Hope you enjoyed the interview with Lagen Chase. If you want to win those cards, all you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, go to the description in the video, hit that link, fill out the form. So if you win, free.
We can mail it right to you. Yeah. And not only that, here's the good thing about it. You don't have to worry about, because a lot of people ask, why do we have to put our stuff in there every week? Well, we don't collect your information. It automatically, we delete it. It's deleted, and there you go. I mean, do you get emails from us all the time?
Do you get glitter bombs in your mailbox?
Yeah, we don't call you and talk to you about your extended warranty. So there you go. We'll thank our sponsors one more time.
One more time, RPGhiring.com, Comic Shield, comic-shield.com.
Anyway, thanks guys for everybody. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.